Once upon a time, in a village where the sun had forgotten to rise, people lived in shadows. Days were dim, and nights were darker still. The stars no longer twinkled, and even the moon seemed too tired to glow. No one knew why the light had left. Some said it was a curse. Others said it was sadness that crept in, little by little, until even the sky gave up. People stopped smiling. They stayed indoors, whispering worries, afraid to hope. In a tiny cottage at the edge of the village lived a girl named Mira. She was no taller than a broomstick, but her heart was full of questions. Why had the light gone? Would it ever come back? One cold evening, Mira's grandmother gave her a small candle. "This belonged to your grandfather," she whispered. "It always stayed lit during the darkest storms. Maybe it will help now." The candle was plain, just wax and wick. But when Mira lit it, a soft golden glow filled the room. It wasn't bright enough to chase the darkness outside, but it felt warm, like a hug from the inside. Mira placed the candle on the windowsill. People passing by saw the flicker and paused. Some hadn't seen a flame in weeks. The light looked brave. That night, a knock came at the door. It was old Mr. Kelm from across the path. "I saw your light," he said. "May I sit for a while?" Mira nodded. They sat by the candle in silence. Mr. Kelm's eyes sparkled in the glow. When he left, he smiled. A real smile. The first in a long time. Word of the candle spread. Neighbours came, one by one, just to sit near it. Some brought soup. Some brought stories. The cottage that once held only Mira and her grandmother became a place of gathering, of laughter, of songs whispered softly in the candlelight. But then something strange happened. The wind howled one night, stronger than ever. It burst through windows and slammed doors. Candles all over the village blew out. Except Mira's. The little candle flickered wildly but stood strong. It did not go out. The next day, someone asked, "How? Why does your candle keep burning?" Mira shrugged. "I don't know. Maybe it doesn't want to give up." The villagers began calling it the Hope Candle, but not everyone was happy. The village mayor, who hadn't smiled in years, frowned at the crowds gathered by Mira's window. "What nonsense!" he grumbled. "One candle can't fix darkness." He sent a strong gust of wind from his bellows to blow it out. But the flame stood still. He poured water into a bucket and dumped it over the candle, but the flame danced away from the splash, untouched. Then the mayor tried to grab it with his bare hands, but the warmth stopped him, not with a burn, but with something stranger, a feeling, a memory. He remembered laughing as a boy beneath sunny skies. He remembered playing with his sister, chasing fireflies in fields full of light, and for the first time in many years. The mayor cried. The candle kept burning. Days passed. Slowly the sky began to shift. It wasn't sunshine, not yet, but it was lighter, like dawn had remembered the way. Children played outside again. Doors stayed open longer. Music returned. And every night Mira's candle burned, not because it was magic, but because it was witness to hope. The kind of hope that refuses to fade, the kind that lights hearts when all else feels lost. Eventually, one day, the sun did rise again. The darkness lifted, but Mira kept the candle lit on the windowsill, not because she needed it, but because someone might. And as long as someone needed hope, the candle would glow. And it never went out.